We begin in Portugal, where the country says it's to make a clean break from its bailout.
Yes, on May 17th, Portugal will become the second Eurozone country to leave its bailout programme after Ireland last December, and it's decided to do so without the safety net of a credit backstop from the EU. Now, that means the country feels confident that it can finance its future budgetary needs from the international markets. We'll be able to give you an idea as to why that is. If you look at the key cost of borrowing for Portugal, has fallen dramatically since the start of 2012. Rates of over 17% for that 10-year bond yield, now down to just over 3% in the most recent bond sale that happened last week. Now, that's due to a couple of reasons. One is almost a complete change in the market conditions over that period after those comments from Mario Draghi, the head of the European Central Bank, that he would do whatever it takes to save the euro. Portugal too has done its share with its austerity measures we've seen over the past 3 years, and that's what the Portuguese Prime Minister was talking about on Sunday night. Let's take a listen.
The programme is on track to end. It has redirected the Portuguese economy and put it back on the path of solid public finances, financial stability and of competitiveness. Therefore, we have made this choice because our strategic return to the markets has been successful, because we have made great progress on budget consolidation, and because we have regained our credibility.
So first Ireland and now Portugal heading for life after its bailout. That leaves two countries still in receipt of emergency loans. Greece, of course, was the first domino to fall in the Eurozone crisis back in May 2010. It's had two bailouts since, worth €240 billion. Now, the country's credit rating remains firmly in junk status, although the most recent assessment of the economy by the ratings agency Standard & Poor's said that it did see some sign of a rebalancing in the Greek economy. The Greek Prime Minister says at the end of last year that he was hoping that Greece would be able to exit its bailout in 2014. We'll arrange to see how close they'll get to that progress. Then there's the most recent member of the bailout club, that's Cyprus. It was forced into a €10 billion bailout in March of last year. The country's also already made inroads into restructuring its economy, and it's hoping to return to the markets in 2015. Everyone very keen, Melissa, to get out of that bailout club, given the first chance they can.
Of course, it's one club you don't want to be a member of. We're going to go to Sweden now, where one city is trying out a very attractive idea, a 6-hour working day.
I think very appealing, something to all of us, but it's a decision that split politicians in Sweden's second city of Gothenburg. The council believes that a shorter working week will improve efficiency and reduce staff sickness, but opponents fear that it will shortchange taxpayers. From Gothenburg, Malcolm Brabant reports.
At this car service centre, technicians work just 6 hours a day or 30 hours a week, yet they're paid for 40 hours toil. The staff are happy to have more free time, and the management also believes it's getting value for money.
We can see them more efficient. We can see that their attitude has been improved. We can see them, they have less sick leave, happier staff.
After seeing this success in the private sector, Gothenburg City Council plans to give the same conditions for staff at this old people's home for an experiment lasting up to a year. The politicians expect substantial benefits for everyone involved.
We want to do it because we know that in some working groups inside the city of Gothenburg we have a high rate of illness, which is work-related. It's lots of stress.
Scandinavia is a place where the work-life balance is absolutely critical. If this experiment is deemed to be a success, it could drastically change the lives of the 50,000 civil servants who work for Gothenburg City Council.
But opponents believe working 9 till 3 is unacceptable in the public sector.
This is exactly that kind of economic who have drained and ruined the finances in other countries in Europe, like Greece, Italy, Spain, Portugal. Is this, sorry to say it, but this socialist politics is ruining the finances.
Despite the opposition, clocking off early is going to become a much more common sight in Gothenburg.
6-hour working day, hard not to be very tempted by that. We'll have a quick look now what's happening on the markets over in Asia. It's a pretty quiet day's trading. Both Tokyo and Seoul markets closed for public holidays. This is how things are shaping up on the Chinese markets, though. The Hang Seng and Hong Kong down over 1%. This after a survey of the manufacturing sector in China showing that activity contracted at a faster rate than previously thought that sent shares into the red.
Finally, Stephen, it's your chance to own a piece of the Lake District if you can afford the price tag.
Yeah, well, certainly I can't, so it's not my chance, but hopefully it could be for someone. This is a mountain in the Lake District in England, which has gone on sale, known as Blencathra or Saddleback because of its distinctive shape. It's being sold by its owner, the Earl of Lonsdale, who's trying to pay a multi-million euro tax bill. And now it's 868 metres high and was once dubbed one of the greatest objects in Lakeland. Pretty spectacular views, as you can see there as well. It also comes the title, the Lord of the Manor of Threll Keld, but will set you back just over €2 million. So perhaps a bit too pricey for me, but I don't know.
Well beyond our paychecks, that's for sure. Stephen Carroll, thank you very much indeed. A look there at the business news this morning, 8:21. We're going to have a look at what's making waves on the World Wide Web now. We begin with Kenya's controversial anti-terrorist crackdown.
Online campaigning is well underway for the release of 9 Ethiopian bloggers and journalists, members of the Zone 9 group, arrested at the end of April on allegations they were using social networks to incite violence and create instability in the country. The accusations have been met with lively commentary online, and many have been speaking out in support of the jailed opposition activists. NGOs including Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International have posted statements on their respective websites condemning what they describe as arbitrary arrests and urging the Ethiopian government to release the prisoners at the earliest possible opportunity. Both organisations are concerned about the crackdown on dissenting voices in Ethiopia over the past few months and ask the authorities to respect the right to freedom of expression. As do the dozens of web users who have posted their photo to the Zone 9er Tumblr blog, set up to campaign for the jailed bloggers. Social networkers from all over the world have posed with a sign reading, "Blogging is not a crime," and are calling for the 9 detainees to be released as soon as possible. A growing number of messages are appearing on Twitter under the Free Zone 9 Bloggers hashtag. Outraged microbloggers are slamming the way the 9 activists are being treated and insist they must be freed immediately.
Problem, and we need your help.
It's happening on college campuses, at bars, at parties, even in high schools.
Hollywood actors including Benicio del Toro, Daniel Craig and Steve Carell feature in this public service ad alongside America's Vice President Joe Biden and the President Barack Obama. It's part of Washington's One is Too Many campaign to combat sexual violence on college campuses in the US. According to the White House's Not Alone report conducted for the campaign, 1 in 5 women is sexually assaulted in college. The document also provides basic guidelines for schools, urging them to take action by, for example, providing emergency services and support structures for victims. Colleges and students can also access the purpose-built Not Alone website. The platform provides valuable resources for victims of sexual assault, so they can learn about their legal rights, for example, or how to file a complaint. There's also a map listing all the groups and organisations that can help them. The White House campaign has been hailed by the instigators of the 7,000 in Solidarity movement, set up by students from the University of California in Los Angeles, UCLA, back in September with a similar objective. They also point out that 1 in 6 men will have survived sexual violence in college.
By the time they leave college. For UCLA, this is...
Police in Prince George County in Maryland in the US are planning to live tweet a prostitution sting this week by posting the names and photos of people they catch soliciting a prostitute to the microblogging platform. The initiative has been met with mixed reactions, with many questioning just how effective this method will be in combating prostitution. Ever since the NBA imposed a lifetime ban on the owner of the Los Angeles Clippers, there has been much speculation as to who will buy the team. And while some well-known faces like Magic Johnson and Floyd Mayweather have expressed interest, web users are joining forces, and a number of crowdfunding campaigns have emerged in recent days, trying to raise the hundreds of millions of dollars needed to buy the Clippers. Campaigns started on sites like Indiegogo, which have yet to really take off. The world's most notorious politicians and dictators cuddling stuffed toys. These shots are available to view on Behance.net and are the work of Beijing-based Chanlong Sun. His celebrity collection features 5 retired or late dictators like Fidel Castro and Muammar Gaddafi, and was created using models with the same body characteristics and some nifty digital image editing. In this video, we see diver Jason Nealis encounter some very curious and very friendly seal pups. It was filmed off the wild Farne Islands in northeast England and is available to view on the YouTube channel run by video camera maker GoPro.
We're going to take a quick break and I'll be back in a couple of minutes with the latest headlines. Also, in the next half hour, we'll be getting focus this morning. We'll be heading to Germany and asking whether fracking could be the country's answer to Vladimir Putin and its dependency on Russian energy.